You can fill your page with inspirational quotes and funny memes and all of the things that are trending, but you're not going to get a lot of buyers. You're going to get a lot of followers. Literally, your price it says something about you before you say anything. 30 to 45K in just 1 month in sales.
All right, so pre-order paid the way is the name of my workshop. You guys, are you excited? If you want to write down a phrase, a quote that I like to go by is timing beats speed and precision beats power. I do not know who it is by. But timing beats speed and precision beats power. I don't want you guys to go into this workshop, your brand, or anything trying to rush into any step or process. Timing beats speed every time, and precision beats power. All right, so some of my backstory. When I graduated college with my bachelor's in fashion design, I instantly started working for a manufacturing company. And during that time, I learned how to make a lot of things really fast. 200, 300 garments a day that went to Macy's, that went to ASOS, that went to all these different stores for these smaller companies. Because the manufacturing company only dealt with smaller brands, but their small was, let's say, 100 to 1,000 orders per collection. Shortly after that, I started doing visual merchandising for stores like Forever 21 and Macy's, and then I decided to open up my own boutique in 2015, which was 8 years ago when I was 25. When I opened up my store, initially I was just looking for office spaces. Like, I wanted a space to see my clients, have my sewing machine, and be able to have my privacy and work. But I slowly came to the realization that I would just be paying somebody rent every month without any income and sales, because it's just an office space. So you're in a building, in a room where nobody really can find you. So I decided that I would come up with my store, and that way I can have my desk, I can have my sewing machine, I can have my clients, but I can also have walk-in customers and have continued traffic, and I either make money some days or don't make money other days, but at least it gives me the option versus having an office space where I could not have that option. Slowly, I became the person that people started to recognize in the neighborhood as the person who sews, which I didn't initially want. Like, I wanted them to just buy the clothes on the rack and leave. Like, I wanted to create for fun, but it became, everybody was obsessed with the fact that I was the one making the garments. So people kept requesting, can you make me this special? Oh, I like this dress, but can you make me it in black? Oh, I love this, but can you make it in gold? Oh, I love this, but can you? So I slowly stopped creating things just for the store, and I only made what they asked for. So basically, I took the order first and then made it. I stopped making stuff that I wanted. Oh, I love the color blue, or I love this style of dress, so I'm just gonna make it. I slowly began to say, you know what, these people are begging me to just make stuff custom for them because they see my talent. So let me wait until they tell me what they want, and then I'll proceed. All right, so overview. How to sell garments that are not in production yet. The question is, how do we get orders for garments that don't even exist? And the answer is, we build a strong brand presence, a reputation of quality work, and we communicate that quality over and over and over again effectively. Then the next question is, how do we do that? So I do this a lot in my brand with luxury evening gowns, bridal gowns, birthday dresses, everything. My customers just want to know and feel that when they get their order, when everything is said and done in 4 to 6 weeks, it will look like what they expect, even better than their expectations. You know how they have this thing on the internet where it's like what you ordered versus what you got? We don't want that. We want them to get what they ordered and be, floored by the expectation. All right, so let's go over some sales. So this was April 2022. My in-store sales were 18K. My website was 8K. And then I put Mind Your Business for Cash App and Zelle because the government is watching. So that is So that is $27K in just 1 month from custom prom, wedding, birthday gowns, orders that, again, don't even exist yet. So not including, let's say, the Zelle, Cash App, and the mystery money, let's just say that's 30 to 45K in just 1 month in sales. All because these people trust me to give them their dream come true fairy tale moment with this piece of clothing. So when I realized how to make people feel like they know, like, and trust me, I took my business from 40K a year to 40K a month. So let's go about how we can do that.
How long for this to happen? How many months?
For me, when I started to listen to the customers, like I started out listening to myself. Oh, I want to be creative. I want to make stuff I love. I still make stuff I love, of course. But the more I listen to what do the customers really want from me? Oh, you want more gowns? I was making, tops and bottoms. People love tops and bottoms, right? They need options. But when they came into my store, they want to feel like that ideal customer. They wanted that ideal moment from me. So I started to only make stuff after customers begged me for it. And that's what I tell everybody to do. If people aren't begging you for it, maybe it's not a good idea. So pricing strategy. For me, it happened in 4 years. Yeah. So let's say like the first year I would say like maybe the first year I made 30K, second year 40K, third year, whatever. But by year 4, when I really got the point of what people were saying, what people were asking of me, implementing it over and over again, I think it took me 4 years to get to the point. And then I was like, okay, my customers want this, and this is what I'm gonna narrow down every day, every customer, how I lay out my store, how I lay out my website, how I lay out everything. This is what I'm pushing now.
You were fully dedicated. Since the first year, you were fully dedicated to this?
For this to be my strategy, yeah.
Full job, like full-time?
Oh, no. I was full-time from day one. Yeah. So pricing strategy, what do low prices make you think about the brand? This is my question to you. What do low prices make you think about the brand? Just shout out some stuff.
Cheap, tacky, high quality.
Right. Yeah. So what do high prices make you think about a brand?
Luxury.
Prestige, quality,
It
right?
really depends on the brand.
Well, yes. Sometimes it is just overpriced. That is very true. But the things that you call out, that's literally what people associate with high pricing versus low pricing. If you think about a chocolate bar, the chocolate bar could be made in the same manufacturing with the same chocolate or cocoa and everything. If one chocolate bar is $3 and another is $18, you're automatically going to think the one that's $18 is probably more delicious. It's probably better chocolate. It's probably better quality. It might be more sustainable as the brand. So literally, your price it says something about you before you say anything. All right, so cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing is when you take the cost of how much an item is to make, like how much were materials, factory, shipping, all those things, and then you add 2.5%. That's cost plus pricing. That's what most brands do. Premium pricing or prestige pricing is a pricing strategy used by businesses and brands to elevate the perception of the brand and increase their profit margins by pricing their products higher than the competition. Here are some advantages. It's more desirable. It's higher profit margins. It's no restriction on how high you can price it. There are burgers in America that are like, maybe other countries too, that are like $3,000 because they have gold, that thin gold stuff leaf on it. So that's a $3,000 burger, and people will travel to this restaurant to get this $3,000 burger. It's the same nasty meat. But that little piece of gold is going to make you think, oh my God, this is the best thing we've ever had. So there's no restriction on how high you can price. If you're giving them an experience, then you can do what you want. It enhances brand perception. Competitors look inferior. Like I said, with the $18 chocolate bar and the $3 chocolate bar, The $3 chocolate bar could even taste better than the 18 one. But if you see the price difference so drastically, you're going to assume that the $3 one tastes bad. All right, so how to make $1 million? When you think about it, you can sell $200 product to 5,000 people, a $500 product to 2,000 people, a $1,000 product to 1,000 people, a $2,000 product to 500 people, or a $4,000 product to 250 people. For me, I chose to sell a $2,000 product to 500 people. My prom gowns, wedding gowns are $1,500 to $5,000. So the average, because most of my customers are now prom girls, the average is going to be like $1,500 to $2,500. And how many girls? It might be 500 young women in one high school in my local city. And how many high schools are in my city? So let's just say if it's 100 high schools with 500 or 200 girls in each high school, my potential to make $1 million is much faster, much quicker. And for me, what I've seen with my brand and other brands, it takes just as much time and effort to sell a $10,000 product as it does to sell a $100 product. So I'm gonna sell something for $10,000 because we don't got that type of time. Some of the disadvantages.
One question, the first
Yeah.
year that you were not making that much money,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like full-time dedicated,
Full-time.
you said you were in the store, like you have your store already there.
Mm-hmm.
How you were funding the rental of this store?
I was making it work. I'm very cheap and frugal. So for me, I always live below my means. I have always lived below my means because for me, I like experiences more than a luxury lifestyle. Like I don't need a fancy cushiony couch. I don't need the influencer living room setup. I need a couch to look nice with a, little side table and stuff. But where I chose to live is a beautiful area with more affordable prices. So it's maybe 10 minutes away from the highway instead of right next to the highway. And then me and my sister live together. So she loves it because I'm never home. Look at me, I'm in Bali. And she gets the whole place to herself, But for me, even back then, I knew I was going to not sacrifice because I love the way I live, but I was going to sacrifice like something here to have more there. If I get an extra 10K, 20K, 30K, I'm not going to spend it on a purse. I'm going to reinvest in my company. And I did that even back then. So I always kind of made it work to reinvest in my company to get more inventory, to get more clients. Another thing I did, which I don't really have in this presentation, but I speak at high schools all the time. And high school girls love me. So I go to the high school, I dress up really cute, I speak to them about fashion careers and art and what you can do if you go to college for all these different majors. And it's inspirational because I'm talking to them about like all the opportunities outside of like finance or, doctor, lawyer, whatever. But also now they know, like, and trust me. So they're gonna come to me for their prom gown. So let's get into know, like, and trust. And I'm trying to make sure I'm doing good on time. But so to know you is like awareness. So blogs, educational content, videos, and these are also in your pamphlet. So I'll have you kind of write down, or you can take this and write it whenever. But when you follow along, just make sure you're kind of keeping in mind that these things, I want you to kind of consider your own brand.
Oh, you still have access to your presentation?
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So know is awareness, visibility. So you're gonna post videos, educational content, get stuff, reposting the stuff that your clients or your friends and family is like their scarves. Like you can repost the content that we've made throughout the trip, and that's getting people to know, like, and trust your brand. To like it. Now that's going to go from behind the scenes content. How did you do the meeting with your technical designer? Give a behind the scenes to make people feel like they know you a little bit more. They start to like you, your personality. So that's like Snapchat, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, newsletters, email lists, and so on. You're inviting people into a deeper relationship with you. Just like Phil said yesterday about dating. You don't go on the first date and marry the guy. You need to go on a couple dates to know if you like them. Then you go on a couple more dates to figure out if you want to be in a relationship with them. And then even after you trust them, after you trust their family, after you trust all these things, then you're like, all right, maybe I'm going to do a little bit more. You know, maybe I'll marry you. So when you get to the trust stage, you're going to do regular emails. You're going to start getting testimonials, social proof. You're going to reassure the customer, make them feel safe, make them feel part of the moment, not just with you, but with your customers.
So are you doing all this, like for example, the newsletter that you mentioned there? Are you
Yes.
And then, so now you have like a team, like a marketing team that is helping you to develop all these things?
I don't have a marketing. Well, I used to have a marketing team, and the stuff that they put in place, I made it automatic, so it just keeps redoing. So I like to put a lot of things in place that I only have to do once. Like, I'm not going to keep reworking the wheel. I'm going to put things in place that can stand the test of time. That way, I revisit it once a year, once a quarter, but it's really important for me to have a lifestyle of not the opposite of booked and busy. I really want to enjoy my life, enjoy my time here on earth, and that is not sitting behind a computer every day. So, trust is the most important part of So trust is the most important part of a pre-order because the client can't see what you don't have. So you need to build the trust with the customer. So just like I said in the last slide, you're reassuring them to feel safe and feel a part of the movement with you. Once they know, like, and then trust you, I deep down into their trust 17 times. On your pamphlet, I put no, like, trust, trust, trust. So you can come up with 3 things that will make your customer trust you. Because they can know you and they can like you, but they're not going to pre-order with you until they trust that they're going to get the result they're looking for. Social proof testimonials. So for me, I always post, like, this one on the end is a girl's prom picture. Like, night of prom, she sent me the pictures, like, oh my God, thank you so much. I loved my gown. Here's the pictures that the photographer put. I'm not only sending or reposting that picture, but when you slide over, you're gonna see that message thread too that says, I loved my gown. You know, here are the pictures the photographer took. I'll send you more. Because I wanna show the new people that are getting to know me, that look how these customers interact with me. And I'll even text them back a whole bunch of emojis and smiley faces and, you know, thumbs up. And they think, oh, wow, this person texts back her customers with emojis. That means she's good. Like, it doesn't mean that, but, you know, it makes them feel like they're part of it. Authentic. And I also show the process. Like, I show the gowns, me making the gowns. I show me picking out the fabric, like this picture over here. This is me at a fabric store. I show them me helping clients spread the bottom of the gown. I'll take videos of me, like, spreading the bottom of the gown and send it to the girl on prom day. Like, hey, I know you wanted the best pictures, you were nervous. Show this to your mom so she can do this before the photographer takes your picture. Yeah, I go the extra mile. Yeah. No, I would die. So I started off being the only one, but because I worked at a manufacturing company, because I went to college, along the way, I met beautiful seamstresses and people who also had the talents that I had. So I always brought in more women. I was always a full women country. I had a couple guys work in my store. They were cool. But the women are a vibe. The women are a vibe in the atmosphere. Because even when a young girl or a mom or whoever comes in for their fitting, it's nothing like having a couple women like, oh, you know what, you look good in this, or I tried this shapewear and this would make your gown look really nice. Even the side conversations. Yeah, even the side conversations. Building your client list. Once you get people to know, like, and trust you, you need to deliver on all the promises you made throughout that process. As you start to get sales, you need to follow up on how they felt during the sale. Was it easy for them to buy from you? Will they return again? Ask for reviews and referrals. Thank them for shopping with you. Tell them how much it was a pleasure to work with them and how you appreciate doing business with you. Make them feel appreciated and you will turn them into a return customer. For me, it's really important to show gratitude. I would not be able to live this life if each of these young girls, parents, mothers, women, birthday girls, if they did not exist. They can be a little annoying. Some people text you at 2 a.m. and they say, hey, I just had a thought about a button. And that's not the best, you know? But literally, I would not be here without them. So I will answer them when I get to work. But, like, don't answer them at 2 a.m. But don't be annoyed or frustrated that your customers are feeling sometimes anxious. Because when they do spend on a premium product, not everybody, this is some of their first time buying a premium product. So your reassurance is going to make them feel safe to trust you and then to refer people to you. Okay, so wow, these are like messages. Wow, I can't believe I got my order in just 2 days. It fit perfectly, would definitely buy again. Your dress made me feel like Cinderella. Thank you for all your help on my special day. So I do both online sales and in person. So the reviews that you can see are good, but the reviews that you don't see need to be better. That's the conversations they're having with their friends at brunch or with their mom at their dinner table. When you're not around, the reviews that you don't see, how are people speaking about their experience with you? For me, I know that those reviews are excellent because I go the extra mile to send them the video of how you spread the bottom. If they're worried about their boobs, I will send them boob tape that matches their skin color. Like, I will do the extra. And I can because it's a premium priced product. If this dress was $200, I wouldn't be able to go the extra mile. It would be a struggle for me. But because it's $2,000, boob tape is $18 or maybe $12. If you're worried about your skin tone or you can't find that color, I will take the night to find the skin tone shade that is yours, because you're spending so much money with me, you're spending time with me, you trust me, I'm going to go that extra mile. And you can do that when you have a premium priced product, because you're pricing something and you're alleviating the stress on your part to feel like, oh, I don't have enough money to do this. My company might struggle or whatever, or I'm taking away from my profit if I get them boob tape. Not I. We're not doing this. So this is quick story time. I do this even with my models. So this model, Ray, she has really short hair. She says her hair never grows past her jawbone. Like, she's modeled for me a couple times, modeling gowns and dresses, and she would talk to the other models, and I'm just listening, about how she wishes her hair would grow. I took my time. This might have been like the 4th time that she modeled for me. I took my time and researched like blonde shades of clip-ins, because I've never bought blonde hair. Like, blonde shades of clip-ins, matched it to her hair perfectly, and had a hairdresser come in and put the clip-ins in her hair for the photo shoot. And you can see how happy and joyful she is in the pictures. And it's because I took the extra time to make her feel special and important through the process. And of course, she always buys from me, but this day in particular, she was like, I want to tell every model in the city they need to model for you. Like, this is the best experience I ever had. Of course, she went home with the clip-ins. I let her keep it. I showed her, like, okay, this is the hair color type that is your shade of blonde if you ever order clip-ins again or something. But going that extra mile, because I have a premium brand, I can do little stuff like that and feel okay and do it joyfully. Okay, so the future hero meets a guide. So your company, a lot of people want their company to be the Cinderella. They want their company to be the Spider-Man. You should not be the star of your company. Your customer should be the star of your company. You need to be the fairy godmother to Cinderella. You need to be the orchestrator of how they get to their fairy tale ending. A lot of companies mess up by saying, like, oh, we're the star, we're the savior, we're the, main character. No, I'm your fairy godmother, you are Cinderella. I'm the scientist, you are Spider-Man. Like, I give you your powers and you can run off and be the hero. So your company needs to be the guide to their Cinderella story. Meaning, you need to show empathy, which is a deep understanding and eagerness to help, and you need to show authority, competence in the area that you specialize in. And that goes back to know, like, and trust. Are you showing them social proof? Are you making them see you, in the factory working with the copper or all these things. Like, are you making them feel like you're an expert in this area to trust you? So the guide gives them a plan, a process plan. This is the thing about pre-orders. You need to be able to tell them, we're going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then you're going to have your dream. You got to go through number 1, schedule an appointment. Number 2, create a custom plan. 3, execute and review KPIs, key performance indicators. So for me, I tell my customers, I already talked about that. I tell my customers, we're going to do a consultation first. Whether it's online or in person, if you come to my store, we're going to do a consultation. You love these parts of your body. You love dresses that look like this. I'm going to do your measurements. We're going to go through that process, and then we're going to pick out your fabrics. Then we're going to talk about the price. Okay, well, if you want the real diamonds, it's going to be this price. If you want the sequence or the beading, it's going to be this price. What's your budget? And then you give them a plan of, okay, in 2 weeks, we're going to do a video call. In 4 weeks, you're going to do a fitting. In 6 weeks, you're going to do a second fitting, and then you're going to do pickup. And if it's virtual, I do the same exact thing. We're consulting via video. I walk you through and send you videos before how to do your own measurements. And then we do virtual consultations. So I'm literally in the store, or my sales associate or seamstress is in the store showing you on FaceTime what your gown is looking like at the process it's in. And now they know when they get it in the mail, it's going to look like what they expect, because they saw it at step 2, they started at step 4, they saw it at step 6. So in order to, and even if you're doing a pre-sale, let's say with a brand or a store, you want to tell the store, okay, right now we have your garments in production. Now we have it in shipment. Now we have it here. Just like when you're ordering from a company and you track the destination of the package, when you're doing a pre-order, you need to track the process of it being made to reassure your customers, whether that's a brand, a store, a client, that this is going to be a good outcome. What do you guarantee? So I guarantee a consultation, sketches, fabric samples, and fittings, virtual or in person, before the final pickup or shipment. What can you guarantee in your business? How does your brand guarantee to them to trust your process? For example,
How can you do the fitting with a virtual?
how do I do a virtual fitting?
Yeah, like what tools do you use?
What tools?
Tools, yeah. Like
Either Zoom, I can use Zoom, Google Meet, or FaceTime.
But you don't have like a program to replicate the shape of the woman and put the gown there, or
No, I go by their
so
measurements.
it's just talking, that's it?
Yeah, it's just talking. I talk to them about the brand. I do a sketch right there. I do a sketch of the product that they want, that they're describing. I show similar items to I've already made that is like this, and then I show them the fabrics that go along with what they're asking for.
I just have
Thank you. Yeah, I do a lot of sketch. But you see, you can't see the sketch, but like I sketch during the consultations. And then look, fabric, I show them, I'm in the fabric store, I'm looking at the laces. Okay, you said you want a rose gold. Here are the different shades of rose gold, because all rose gold isn't rose gold. So here is it with the flash on, here is it with the flash off, because there's a difference. But I go that extra mile because I can. And then at the end, they get the pretty picture. Like they get the moment, they get the pretty picture. So consultation strategy. For me, I'm really good at, not to, pat myself on the back, but I get the sell every time. Because they see my enthusiasm, they know that I am an expert in this area. They trust that. Like if I'm sketching, they're like, "Oh, you want this corset? Okay, you want the V, and you want a sash on the side." And then when I turn it over and it's exactly like what you described, they're like, "Yeah, take all my money."
Yeah.
That's how you want. That's the point you want to get in your business and your brand. You need to know your product so well, and you need to know your target customer so well that as soon as they speak to you, they meet you, they're like, "We're done. What do we need? Like, here's my credit card. Here's my firstborn. All this, all of it." So then calls to action. In that consultation, you can say, "Buy now," or do you want to schedule another consultation or a meeting? For me, personally, I never have to schedule a second one. They just buy now. Because the consultation is where you show them, look, I saw your email. I see the look you're going for. I have 7 things ready. Choose from this. For me, honestly, I only give people at most 4 options. Because if you give them 5, 6, 7s, they'll never decide. You have to give them limited options because it's overwhelming sometimes when you give people too many options. So 4 would be the most. I'd probably start with 2. And if they can't decide between the 2, then I already have the other 2. Then I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll show you this one, you know? And then, oh, you can't see the sketch there either. The screen is too bright. But.
So you think everything leads up to them coming to your brand and using your expertise? I guess that's my question. Why choose you over like a Macy's or a Nordstrom? You feel like it's because of the way basically your traction.
Yeah, and because most people, like Candy was saying the other day, like her chest size, usually she'll be bigger on the top than the bottom. And when you get something from Macy's, it's either going to fit one place and not the other.
Yeah.
But when you get something custom, you know it's going to be made exactly the way you want.
Okay.
Maybe you don't like your shoulders. Maybe you've always dreamed of having a gown with a cape. You know, when you go to somebody custom, and then this is usually for their most special day, their 50th birthday, their wedding, their prom, their whatever, they're willing to get it exactly how they want because they're flying their whole family to Hawaii. So why not, you know, do this? Sell the benefits and not the features. For example, Apple is not selling phones that you can call people on. Yes, it's a phone. You can call people on it. Nobody buys Apple phones because they can call people. I don't even know if people ever call people on the Apple phone. Like they FaceTime them now because it's a selling feature. Apple is selling community, exclusivity, prestige, value. We have blue words or blue backgrounds. It's like so prestigious. But again, look, you can have this life and be on a private jet if you have an Apple phone. That's what they tell you because they're selling the benefits and not the features. They're not saying, oh, it has this much storage, it has, you know, whatever, the features of the phone. They're selling community, exclusivity, a group. If you were the customer, what would make you feel special and make you pay a premium price? What can you include as an extra information or gifts to make your customer specifically feel appreciated? Chelsea, so I've been taking notes about y'all brands. Anyway, so I was thinking about your jackets.
Yep.
And for your brand, something that you could do to make your customers feel special is if you had like base jackets, right? Leather jackets, denim jackets, a base item.
Got that?
You could tell your customers, in order to get a custom leather jacket, you have to have already purchased at least 2 jackets. It gives them a reason to shop with you. You can't get into this club unless you're already a paying customer. Exclusivity. Then also, if it's a leather jacket and you said like 70s, 80s rock, right? That's what you love. Those people are older, which is even better because they have money. They're in their careers, they're settled. If you're taking them back to that concert they went to in 1990, if you're selling nostalgia, you're making them feel 20 again. They're going to pay for the base jackets just so they can get that custom one with the logo of the concert they went to in 1985. Exclusivity, and they have a reason, and you're making them feel like, oh wow, I can't wait to get to this point. Like even the Birkin, like you can't get to that unless you already buy this much of their product. Like you need to figure out different ways to make your brand feel exclusive, and there's a way for everybody's brand individually. Soft currents. I wrote down limited drops. You said you feel like you have too many scarves right now. You said you have 175 or 125? 118. There's only 118 in the world of your scarves. Only 118 in the world. How exclusive? It's so exclusive. And I'm telling you, that justifies the price. It justifies the price. I'm telling you, there's only going to be a drop of 118 scarves every season, and they're only 118 in the world. It's crazy. So anyway, have your client list build your client list. What do I mean by that? Word of mouth. Organic recommendations is word of mouth. Organic recommendations of your brand that customers make to their friends, family, community, via any way, like text messages, seeing them in person, social media, etc. Affiliates. You can have your customers be affiliates of your brand. An affiliate program, a marketing arrangement by which an online retailer pays commission to an external website or person for generated referrals. So basically, I can tell my prom girls, which I always do, if you refer more prom girls, I'll give you a code, and then you'll get 10% off each sale. Again, because my stuff is priced premium, I'm fine with giving them 2%. If, let's say, even there was one year I gave them $50 for every girl they referred. These gowns are $2,000. What's $50?
Yeah.
What, you know, like, but they're bringing me so many extra people off of their beautiful experience with me, so they love it, and they're making money as a teenager.
Yeah. What platform did you set up the affiliate program?
So because I have a Shopify store, there's a affiliate program you can integrate into your website. It's called Up Promote. UP Promote, yeah. Yeah. So social media posts. The use of social media platforms to interact with customers, build brands, increase sales, drive websites. So, you know, content. That's what social media posts do for you. It also creates awareness. And then brand recognition. The extent to which a customer can correctly identify a particular product just by looking at it. I know a Gucci bag just by looking at it. I know a Chanel bag just by looking at it. Is there something you can integrate in your brand that will make the other people of your brand notice it just by looking at it? It's just a thought. When you have brand recognition, you're selling without selling. The more people see people with Louis Vuitton, subliminally, the more they think about it, the more they want it, the more they like it. You can do that within your brand too. So this is Ray again. This was from the same day when she had her extensions. In front of my store, this is like little advertise. I do little funny quotes in front of my store on my outside rack. This one says, choose fashion over finances. Okay, so what's more important? Let's be smart. Fashion is more important. In Philadelphia. Comes in always making sure I'm not like double going anything. And in a successful project. So wind power. So yeah. So what does your company brand help your customer get? Does it help them get the girl? Does it help them feel better about life, like the crown smiles? Does it help them feel empowered? What is your customer getting? If it's Cinderella, they're getting that beautiful night. If it's Spider-Man, they're getting the superpowers. If it's, if you're selling a process to get a job, it's the job at the end. But what is your customer getting? What is your brand delivering for their customer? And be clear, try to get as clear as possible on what your brand is delivering. For me, it's these moments. Like prom 2023. This is another prom girl. This girl drove up 4 hours from somewhere in Maryland or Virginia, it might have been. She drove 4 hours. I was like, you don't have to drive. We did virtual consultations. I was like, I can ship this to you. It's fine, you know? And she was like, no, I want to come to your store. I want to experience like less problems. But we did all her fittings virtually. And then for her pickup, she drove up with her family, mom, dad, uncle, baby sister. And I opened the store just for her on a Sunday, made sure I had like fresh fruit and stuff there because they had driven so far. I wanted to make sure they had some type of breakfast. And it was a perfect fit. But that experience for her and her family, they were like, oh, we'll never forget it. We'll never forget. And then I recommended, like, I have these things in my store. My store is located on South Street, which is like a famous area in Philadelphia. And so I have these recommendation cards, like best cheesesteaks in town, best places to go for this, best places to go for that. And so I gave this all to them because they were going to stay for the rest of the day because they had driven so far. And I was like, yeah, go to all these places. If you use my code, you get $10 off on this. But the experience that they knew they were going to have and that I ended up delivering made it so much better. Because sometimes you don't feel 100%. Sometimes you don't want to deliver. Sometimes you have a headache or whatever. But if you operate in gratitude, it just makes the experience better, especially if you have a premium priced product.
How do you find like time to communicate and engage with so many people?
So I limit my prom season to like maybe 120 girls. Then I have 6 seamstresses, 2 interns. And my interns do all my communication because they're in college for fashion design or fashion marketing. They do my communication. But my seamstresses, I really rely on them a lot because I've worked in the store for years now. But I rely on them a lot to do the fittings, and then the consultation, like the last part, I usually prefer to do because I'm the person that's going to be like, oh, let's do this, or I see you're worried about your stomach here. Let me just add, a peplum here to make you feel more comfortable, or you can take it on or off or whatever. So I like to do the final consultation, but for me, I schedule my fittings like maybe 2 hours apart. So let's say I'll only do like 3 or 4 fittings a day. And I schedule maybe 2 to 3 days off a week as well. Content strategy. Build a following of buyers and not watchers. I don't have a lot of followers. I have like a little over 6,000. And I'm fine with that because the people who watch my content buy my product. I don't have a following of, oh, she's making funny dance videos, so I'm going to like, or, oh, you're using trending sounds, so I'm going to follow. No. I'm digging deeper into that trust with every post. You see me talking to somebody about their gown. You see me researching fabric. You see me doing a fitting. You see me making a gown. You see my seamstress doing something. I'm proving that this process works over and over again before I'm doing anything else. You can fill your page with inspirational quotes and funny memes and all of the things that are trending, but you're not going to get a lot of buyers. You're going to get a lot of followers. And I don't need that. And you don't need it either. Yes, you want your page to look nice. Yes, you can hop on something that's trending and get a lot of views and a lot of follows, but that doesn't always equal sales. So for me, my process is post stuff that makes them trust you. They post social proof, post process, post behind the scenes, because we're building that trust. Make content that speaks so clearly to your target customer that most people won't even get it. Make content that speaks so clearly to your target customer that most people won't even get it. So let's just say I have a period brand for people who suffer from endometriosis. I'm not going to post, I don't know, oh, my period started day 1, can't believe I got to go to work. I'm going to post, I can't believe I called out from work again and have to take 3 Tylenols, because that speaks directly to the person that suffers from that much pain. So you have to speak so clearly to your target customer that the other people are going to be like, I don't understand. Why is she taking 3 Tylenols if her period started? Why is she at the hospital? I don't get it. But people with endometriosis will get it because they suffer that. Okay. Y'all supposed to be are y'all taking content videos? I need some clips, you guys. No, it's fine. Oh, you took a lot? Oh, okay. Most people won't even get it, and they will buy it because they know you are speaking directly to them. So yes, if you speak so clearly to your target customer, they will buy it because they know, wow, she gets it. She feels it. She knows this in and out, what I experience on a daily level. So that's why I'm going to go to her. When I post gowns, I'm posting the back. How do you tie this corset? Y'all want the snatch waist? Let me show you how to tie it this way, how not to tie it. I'm gonna show you how to zip it up, how to do this little snap to feel more secure, because you already had a zipper break from another designer and you don't ever wanna go through that experience again. So I'm gonna reassure you, and I'm gonna post, like most people are gonna be like, why is she posting so much about broken zippers? Who cares about broken? But the person who has experience getting a dress in the mail and the zipper breaks knows the struggle and never wants to go through that again. All right, managing yourself like an employee. All right, so calendar. You need a calendar. You cannot hold all these dates in your head. You think, oh, I'm gonna remember that meeting is on Friday because what else is on Friday? And then Friday comes and you're at brunch with your mom. You will not remember, you'll forget. Calendar, you need to be diligent with your schedule. It is important that you write everything down, from appointments with your team, manufacturer, your client calls, and more. You will forget, so write it down. I wrote on my calendar, I'm going to Bali, just in case I forgot. like you are going to Bali on this day at this time, and you will be gone for this amount of time. Because I don't know if during that morning I'm going to be running around like trying to get groceries and forget, oh, my flight is at 3 p.m. What am I doing? So I write everything down. If I have a date with a new guy, I write it down because I want to remember. And you need to again, you are your own boss now. You are your brand owner. Don't schedule yourself a 9 to 5 if you don't like 9 to 5. Schedule yourself 11 to 7. Schedule yourself 12 to 4. You are the owner of your company. If you can squeeze what you want and enjoy into a smaller time frame, then do it the way you prefer. I don't work Mondays. I don't work Sunday and Monday. I don't like to. So I work Tuesday through Saturday, and Saturday is light. I really don't even barely work Friday either. I really work Tuesday through Thursday. I really work Tuesday because I'm my own boss. What do I need to be here for? If I don't want to be here on Friday, I'm not going to be here on Friday. Or I'll schedule Friday with the customers who I like their personalities the most. Like, just so I can have fun. But, right. But still, if you are your own boss, create your calendar the way you want it so that you can have the life you want and deserve. Your work schedule. If you worked for somebody else, they would give you a calendar schedule 4 weeks out probably, right? You need to be able to schedule your workday as if you were working for someone else. It's really easy to own your own brand and end up not working not one day a whole month because you're tired, you're sleepy, you're this, you're that. But if you worked for somebody else and they said you got work on Tuesday, you would be there on Tuesday. You would clock in. You need to be able to show up for yourself as well. Client files. You need to be able to keep your business life as organized as possible. You never know what little detail you could be missing that will mess up somebody's order and end up ruining their experience from your customer that you promised them. So organize your customer files in a way where you give the order the highest chance of success. So for me, that means I'm writing down every high school that a girl goes to, because God forbid 2 girls or even 3 girls order the same dress, the same color, the same style. If they go to the same high school, they will die. They will die of embarrassment. So for me, it is important to write down their high school. It might be a little detail to everybody else, but I know for my girls, it's the most important thing is to not look like anybody else. So I'm like, okay, you're a junior at this high school, you're a senior at this high school. What day is your prom? What day is your prom? Okay, you do this. Okay, you do, okay. So what little detail is going to make your customer experience better? And even if, let's say, they have a consultation with me and a consultation with somebody else who is equally as great, if I say, oh, let me write down your high school so I make sure nobody else has your dress, they're going with me. Because they're like, oh my gosh, she understands that I don't want anybody else to have my same dress. So now I'm going to go with her. There are little details in your brand that you can orchestrate, that you can file in, that will make your customer feel like she gets it. Benchmarks. You need to keep track of your benchmarks. If you were working for another company, you were a district manager, you would get a quarterly review. Are you giving yourself a quarterly review, or are you just looking at the numbers as you go? Are you looking at the numbers and tracking your success or your failure at all? So it's really easy to say, oh, I started my Instagram and my TikTok 2 years ago, and la-di-da-di-da, I'm posting, I'm getting better. Did you look at your insights and see if you're actually getting better? Are you actually getting more engagement? Are you actually getting more content? Are you getting more comments, likes, shares, subscribes? Are you getting less? If you're getting less, then you're doing something wrong. You need to be able to look at your benchmarks I would do every 2 weeks, and then every month, and then every quarter. You can look at every quarter, and if you want just a 3-mark review, and you have a plan to do things differently every 3 months, but still, you need to keep track of your progress. So you need to manage yourself. I'm gonna say it again, manage yourself like an employee. Here's a picture of my calendar. This is during prom season, so it's a little crazy. But you see Sundays and Mondays are still off, like there's not a whole bunch of blue check marks there, right? The blues are people's fittings. So those are the girls that are coming in that day. And then the yellow, green, purple, those are seamstresses or people who work for my company that is coming into work that day. But I keep a calendar every little thing that comes up, every appointment that comes up, I'm putting it in my calendar because I don't want to forget anything, and I want to make sure that whoever is coming in that day has the best experience possible. Oh, I see that, Valerie is coming in today. I also wrote on a note that she loves dogs. She always comes in with her little tiny dog. I'm going to get dog treats that morning to make sure that when she comes in with her tiny dog, she has a good experience while she's there. So your client files, keep them as detailed as you can. Write down that she has a little dog every time you see her. It'll make her experience better. Again, when you have a premium product, you can afford to do little extra things for them because you're not nickel and diming every little thing. So keep your client files in order. Benchmarks, like I said, track your Instagram, track your TikTok, track your website. Compare the analytics on your website to the analytics on your Instagram. Are you getting more on your Instagram and your TikTok, but your website is getting lower clicks? Vice versa. Track your benchmarks and see what you can do to increase that. If you're getting more interest and clicks from Pinterest this month, then go hard on Pinterest. You can see where to put your energy in when you look at your insights and your benchmarks. Okay, so now you have success. So the man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he can't are both right. If you think, oh, my brand can never be a premium brand, oh, I can't do this, I can't deliver on these promises, I won't ever have this, then yeah, you're right, you won't. Because your mindset is everything. If you think you can, if you think this lifestyle is meant for you, if you know you only want to work Tuesday through Thursday, but you don't believe that you can do it, it's going to be really hard for you to get there. You have to be able to believe that you can achieve something and move steps towards it. I didn't start like this from day one. I worked every single day in my store for like 2 to 3 years before I was like, oh, I think I'm going to take Sundays off. And then I was like, maybe Sunday and Monday. And I was like, maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday, But I believed that I would get there, and I made little steps to get there. If you believe, I believe my brand is worth more, and I believe your brand is worth more too. You deserve to live the life you have dreamed of, and you can, through brand positioning, alleviate some financial stress with pre-orders. When you move into pre-orders and premium products, you are already alleviating financial stress because you're not buying a whole bunch of inventory and then hoping that it sells. You're getting a whole bunch of sales and then you're stocking what already sold. Then I have some pictures of me traveling because, I live the life. I don't really live, not to say I don't really live the life, but honestly, so there was a story. I don't know if any of you have read the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. There's a story in that book where there's like a fisherman. So this guy who's a millionaire, billionaire, goes on vacation. And he books like a boat trip with a fisherman. And he's like, oh, this is great. You know, if you advertise this, you could get more people to come on this boat, and then you could fish for them. And then you could have a website, and then you could build this, and then you could work for 30 years, and then you could live the same life that you're living now, but except you would have a successful company. And he was like, but I'm already living a good life. I'm already fishing whenever I want. I take people like you on fishing trips when I feel like it. He was like, oh, but you live in the hut. You're not even in a big city. And he was like, yeah, but I experience nature every day. And I get to enjoy my day how I want. And I get to eat what I fish. And I get to be in the town and plant my own fruits. And he was like, oh, but if you had a successful business, then in 30 years you could have your own plants and eat your own fruits and fish whenever you wanted. So I think you have to keep in mind, if you are working so hard for this life for 30 years from now to be able to enjoy it, that's not a good life either. That's not a good strategy either. You want to be able to enjoy your life. You can set it up however you want, but never feel like, oh, booked and busy is the best way. Success is the best way. $1 million is my goal. 500K is good. You will live a really good, comfortable life at 500K. If $1 million keeps you stressed and pulling out your hair, dealing with shipping problems, inventory problems, customers, people that work for your company, having a whole bunch of struggle, if that's what $1 million looks like, then maybe you don't want it. Maybe consider that the lifestyle you want, premium or not, comes with a little bit less stress than what you can do with booked and busy. So now you can go on and be your own Cinderella with your business as your fairy godmother. Create the life you want through your business, your brand, and go be Cinderella. The end.